Shadow on the track. Let's get it. I'm a rock star type nigga, fucks bad bitches. See me in the drop cause I stay.
Yo. Welcome back to season 2, episode 11 with your boys here at M.A.S Media. This is your boy, Big Mike.
What up? What's up? I always wanted to do that. It's your boy, A-Dub, double A-F. Y'all already know, Chef Greasy, A-Easy.
Okay, so I see. Oh my god! I see we added to that. Let's drop a clues bomb for Aaron's new nicknames. Man. Make sure I put that in early so that way I don't forget. Okay, all right. So y'all, this is our 11th episode, and for season 2, as I mentioned earlier, and we are tackling Aaron's infamous saying that he I've never actually heard him mention this, but don't buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, right? So when we had our quick little meeting, well, not really quick, it was more of like a good 20-minute refresher before I start kicking off this episode. Aaron kind of broke down to me this saying, and I kind of want to let him take the reins on sort of giving you guys a run through as to what this means for you guys, and we'll take it from there. So please, Aaron, go ahead.
All right, so fellas, ladies, fellas, I'm sure some of y'all have already heard this saying before, and for those of you who have not, your world's about to change, and you heard it here first, apparently. So anyway, look, don't buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, or if you're already getting the milk for free. And if you don't understand what that's saying, just think about it. If you are getting the milk from a cow for free, the milk that costs like $3 a gallon, $3.50 a gallon right now, if you're getting it for free, why would you purchase a cow? Doesn't that just seem like a poor investment at this point? So look, now we're going to analogize that to real life. If you are getting it from Shorty, right? You already getting it. Then why you gotta pay to get her nails done? Why you gotta take her out to eat, to the movies, and all this? Why would you even do all that? Right? You won't. That's the point. You won't do that. Well, most of y'all simping niggas, y'all be out there doing that. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of y'all not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So this is for the simps out there. And this is for the women out there that keep, talking to their girlfriends. How come I can't find a good man?
Okay.
We're going to get into all of that because we're starting a whole new segment, a whole new series on M.A.S Media. It's going to be relationship tips. All right. We're breaking it in at least once every other week for y'all because we know a lot of y'all out there struggling. Y'all got no answers to all of y'all questions, but we got the answers. You're going to hear it here first. All right?
Absolutely. And I think this series is going to be extremely powerful. Obviously, Aaron is happily married, and I myself am the single one on the cast. Our other co-host, Solomon, is also married with child. And obviously, we know Aaron has child on the way, so big ups to that. And but being single, right, and being, I would say, happily single in that, it's kind of understanding your worth, right? So when we have these conversations, it's good to give these multiple perspectives on why people find themselves in whichever side of the spectrum you may find, whether it be in unhappy, fruitful relationships, or whether you are happily or unhappily single, right? And I've been on all sides of those spectrums, and I think we can definitely provide you guys with a ton of value as to, especially you women out there who are sort of sitting there trying to figure out what men are truly thinking. We're talking about men, guys. Again, We're not talking about the guys that play the games, play those feminine games, to try to get in your head and make you, feel shitty about yourself and lose all self-confidence and worth in life and all those different things. And then you come to us and you're basically like, oh, well, I'm not good enough. And it's like, well, boy, where'd this come from? And then we got to get that whole spiel about how said person, basically shit on your whole life story. So, so guys, and it's not to just poo poo on that, but essentially this is where this service to you all is coming from. And in this first edition, I know we've done some relationship episodes in the past, but this is really to kick it off, right? Because we saw something on social media from one of our, well, she's not a friend of mine, but someone, and I don't think she's really a friend of my co-host.
No.
Just someone that we know of. And this situation really connected, which we'll touch base a little later on. But for now, I really want to tackle this saying, right? Because I think it, in this day and age, right, in this digital media empire of an age, right, where it's so accessible to get cheeks, right? It's just at the drop of a DM or a drop of a message, you can be at someone's place. I mean, obviously with Corona, you got to be careful, guys. So we're not advocating, for you to be getting your cheeks all willy dilly done, with all Corona going on. So let's be careful, be safe and be protected sometimes, right? Anywho, we do it raw over here. Hey, but so when excuse me, Lord. But when we're talking about, don't buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, I think this speaks paramount to ladies and men alike. When you're setting these expectations for these people that you want to be inviting into your lives for a long term, when in all actuality they're essentially really fixated on short term, right? That's a reason why on a lot of these dating apps they'll literally have, like, do you want short term relationships, long term relationships, casual, all these other things. So I feel like people, when they get on these sites, first of all, when you get on these sites, be careful because they were created for hookups, right? So don't get fooled by a woman that goes on a hookup site and starts talking about how she wants to, I'm looking for a fruitful relationship. I mean, like, red flag number one. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reason why you come to the desperate, looking for stability. That's always going to be a problem. So I want to touch on our first point, right? So is there even a timeline for women out there, to not find themselves in that situation where they become the cow, when they become the person that's just essentially giving it up for quote unquote free?
Well, the sad part is, in this day and age, no. That's why we're doing this video, to try to quell that, because this day and age, no, man. Like you said, it's at your thumb tips, right? Like, literally, it's so accessible, and people are getting it. People are out there getting it, man. And you know what? More power to you. So what the timeline should be in a more civilized era would be, I don't want to put a numerical number on it, because I think that doing a disservice. You actually have to go with the gut feeling and what your brain tells you. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, if you're out there just trying to fuck, before I even get into it, if you're out there just trying to fuck, listen to me. That's fine. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to freaking persecute you. All right? Do you? But know who you are, though. I'm not trying to put you down, but you're not wife type material. Yeah, I mean, who knows? You can have a freaking 180 in 20, 25 years and try to somebody,
Oh, man.
But like it is. It's nothing against you, man. There's nothing against you, ladies and fellas out there, that y'all just want to keep doing that. Yeah, listen, that's just how it's gonna be. There's a demographic of y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're accounting for y'all. Yeah. But for right now, what I'm talking about, the timeline, this doesn't apply to y'all. All right? This don't apply to y'all. So the women, or the young women out there now, that are saying to themselves, I don't want to fall into that trap of giving it up, and then, I don't hear from him no more, or, giving him up, and then now his friends hitting me up or some shit like that. So the timeline should be, if you want it to be serious, until you seriously start to know this person.
Okay.
It's that simple. Once you seriously start to feel like you have a grasp on who this person is and what they're about, like you looked into that person's Carfax. Now that's a term that I use a lot. If you don't know what that means, I'm sure you all heard the commercial for Carfax or seen it. When you get the history on the car, it's the same thing. But when I say it, I'm talking about the women or the man, because obviously I'm a dude, so I'm talking about women. But women, y'all can get the Carfax on dudes too, and you should. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you buying a car, get the Carfax. So if you get the Carfax and the Carfax is telling you that this nigga is a hoe, but then he's telling you he not, I think you should go with your gut feeling that nigga's a hoe. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of motherfuckers that be lying dormant. You know what I'm saying? Like cancer in this motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Wait. And then once they get it, it's over. You know what I'm saying? They put in all that time and they get it, and then they just switch the fuck up. Now me, I'm not that type of dude, ladies. I've never been that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't have patience for that nonsense. Number one. Okay? Ask Mike, he'll tell you I don't got no patience for that. I don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, like a bank robber. I'm in and out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Lord, where's Remy? Lord Jesus, Lord.
Straight to the point, baby. You know what I'm saying? So if you get to spend some time on it, a couple dates, meet his friends, talk to his friends, get the Carfax on him, get the Carfax on his friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Figure it out. And then because it's an investment. You have to invest in yourself and in this person. So do your due diligence. Okay. And then if you felt like you've done all that, and then that person still somehow, screws you over, at least you can say, I did my due diligence. He just came out of nowhere with this fuckboy shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And I, you know what? Honestly, I will say I agree with all the above. And just to add, I mean, because from my personal experience when it comes to the timeline, it's always bothered me, right? When women, because you know what it is, it's when women throw out timelines, right? They're like, oh well, I try not to do stuff between, in 2 months time or 3 months time or 5 months. Or I'm just like, for that point that you made in your the latter part of your soliloquy, where you're mentioning guys that just hit it and then they're like, whoo, all right, well she ain't, I mean, she's basically, she's average, right? She doesn't do nothing crazy, right? She ain't really that much of a freak, you know what I'm saying? And if you're really not gonna go all in, right, to it as a woman, because you're like, oh, I want to save it for the, when I'm his, woman, blah blah blah, well, guess what? He's gonna be like, well, I mean, I got it, and if this is all I have to look forward to, so I'd be very careful with that mindset as well. And even with this, again, the timeline, I feel like it's a matter, it's such self-imposed vanity for on the side of women who choose to play that card, because at the end of the day, you're taking away the genuinity behind, again, said action, right? If you're just as Aaron mentioned, just simply just saying, you know what, I want to take some real time to get to know, because I just don't want any other person. And Aaron has made this analogy before about, just putting, anybody could just slip their key into my keyhole, right? If you're just genuinely going about your dating experience like that, and obviously there's no slut shaming here at M.A.S Media. If you sincerely just want to get your cheese clapped, right? It's all about, as Aaron mentioned, it's all about transparency. Stop coming with the whole, I'm this, I go to church on Sundays, I do all this. No, if you want to get your buns dig, or if you want to be that girl, right? It's just a matter, you don't want everybody in the world to know it. That's fine. But at the same time, stop going about to all other venues and trying to act wholesome, right? When in all actuality, you're just trying to get your cheeks did. Right? Just keep it real. Right? Because when you get exposed now, then then you're like, oh, well, everybody's making me out to be a slut. It's like, no, what I call a slut are girls that are trying to be something that at that point in time in their lives, they are truly not. And they can't even, if it was what's the word, a pedestal, they couldn't come close to achieving, because again, her Carfax at that point in time is just looking a little too, is looking really, is on red, right? It's really looking like that car is going to drive off the side of a cliff at any point in time, for the lack of a better analogy. That is something that I feel like, I think it's, for me, it's always been about why, like the why. Why do you choose to do it? And if your why is always about how other people are going to view, then I automatically know that everything else you do from then is not genuine, because you're worried about what everybody else is thinking as opposed to being true within yourself. Right. And I think that's something that I think when it comes to timelines, which is why I agree, I can't particularly give a number to it, because I think it is something that you essentially, it's like a feel. Like if you feel as though you had the right amount of conversations, you feel like you've asked the right questions, as opposed to what's your favorite color, and what's your favorite food? These questions, these high school questions, right? And I feel like when people ask me that now, like if I have a favorite food, if I can give you one favorite food, then I feel like you should look at me in a detrimentary way at this age, at the age of 29. Like, if you're still asking what's your favorite color and favorite food at the age of 29, like what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like that,
I don't believe
that's nonsense,
I don't believe
dude. That's fucking nonsense. Like if people, I just don't get how people can be like when they come back to people, married people or people that have been together for long, what's your favorite color? Like I don't have a favorite. Like my favorite color when I was growing up was blue, and then as time went on, and I had more of an appreciation for African history and things of that nature, I found out that, and this is why I pledged for different for a different fraternity. I found out that royal purple was the signature of royalty in Africa. Old gold was a signature of distinguished and things of that nature. These two colors in itself got added to my list, so I don't have a favorite color anymore. Favorite foods, forget about it.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, like it could be any day. I'll tell you I like tacos, fettuccine alfredo. Now sushi's on the list. I love sushi now. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's always ever changing. So like these stupid one-liner questions, supposedly, at certain points in your life, you should be able to morph, and I think if you're still working on surface level sort of identification of partnership, this is what's going to get you into trouble, ladies and guys, when it comes to figuring out, especially that timeline, right? Because that will have you feeling really left out when you let him clap, and then all of a sudden, like, you start thinking, like, what does he really know about me? And all he has to know is that you like taco on Tuesdays. It's really going to be, your ego's really going to be hurt when he drops you.
Oh yeah. I feel bad for y'all ladies sometimes, because of that. And I say sometimes because not all the times. And to what Mike was saying, Mike,
Yep,
I still got you. You still there? Oh, okay, yeah. So to like what Mike was just saying, you have to have a little more substance, and if that is difficult for you to do, then obviously you need to like take a few steps back. Actually, quite a few steps back, because I tell this to guys all the time. You have to be comfortable with who you are before you can do anything. We did a video about love, and then I did a follow-up YouTube video about how to find a good woman, and I pretty much echoed everything that we said in the podcast. But it first starts with you, sir, and lady. On the other hand, you have to be confident in who you are and know what the hell you want. And then when you go out on that date with that dude, don't ask him if he like Taco Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a taco business on the side, don't ask him that bullshit. Ask him, do you go down? That's what the fuck you want to know. You know what I'm saying? We know what you want to know. And you ask him, and you know what? The nigga's going to lie and say yeah anyway. But you already, you got the upper hand, because now, at least the first time, he got to go down on you. Ooh. That's what you want, right? That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know you going down on him. You know what I'm saying? And when I say him, I mean me.
Oh, where is she? Yo, I hope she's not. Yo, I'm there. Yo. Oh, no.
Like, I'm speaking from my perspective, looking back at myself in the past. Like, come on.
Oh, man, I'm shutting this down. I'm shutting this whole episode down.
No, definitely. And I'm definitely not reciprocating. But, I hope y'all ladies out on the real. You know what I'm saying? This is all for ladies and dudes. You know what I'm saying? So who's going to apply this information the best? That's what we really want to find out. But getting on, though, when it comes to the timeline, don't be like, oh, 5 dates
Lord.
or a 3-month rule. That arbitrary bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the main ones that be doing that be the biggest hoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, and fellas, if you meet a girl and she tells you, oh, 3 months, yada, 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 listen to me. Because this is what I have said and what I've done. Look, I know you didn't make every nigga wait 3 months, so I ain't waiting 3 months. You know
Why are you using that? What are you using that? What was that guy from our when we were growing up? that where he was the guy that was like sitting on the corner at the back of the. Why are you using that? Why are you using that guy's voice? Yeah, the disrespect.
What was his name?
Yeah, I forget what he was. Man, that video was epic. Holy shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to, get my point across. So, I would definitely not go for that. And most y'all dudes shouldn't go for that either. You know what I'm saying? But ladies, y'all might be thinking like, oh, well, how are we supposed to do it? Easy, stay strong, bitch. If the nigga fucking stop hitting you up after that,
absolutely,
then you know what it was about. You know what I'm saying? So, then dudes, if you get it, that night after saying that line, be like me and bounce. That's it. You get it and go. Bank robbery, nigga. In and out.
In and out burger all day, every day. No.
So moving. Like, what do you think about
no, I think that this actually plays right into this this next point. And I would have to say that, and I know, I'm conflicted on this, right? Because when I say when we talk about the no timeline necessarily with the getting to know, because I feel like, because I've had, right, amazing dates, like first dates, where we did a whole bunch. It wasn't some 2 hour, sit down dinner and, where you blatantly, you get to know each other surface level ish, you know what I mean? And then you have good food and things of that nature. And then you sort of go away for the night, right? Like it wasn't something like that. Was more leaning towards the like, hey, look, we both knew what we wanted and, that's it, and we just, if it was good, then we keep it moving. If it's not, then, hey, nice to meet you. But at the same token, when you have I've had dates where it's like they were like 6-7 hours, right? Like all day thing that just turned into like all day and all night things. It's again, it's when you meet someone that's dope. Because me, I get, for me, a turn on is definitely intellectual, as much as physical. So if I meet someone who I can just sit down and talk, the night away, right, like that, and then we talk about everything under the sun, right, from our goals, from our not our wants, but more of our like our needs in life, right? If we break a lot of that down in the matter of one night, right? It's not about whipping it out, but if it just so happens, that alcohol was in the mix, and I'm attracted to the person, and they're attracted to me, obviously, because I don't see why someone would be sitting down with somebody for that amount of time if you're not attracted to somebody. But essentially, when you do have that, like, and if that happens on that, and so I guess I say this all to say that I feel like there's, and I think I mentioned this in our roll call, our meeting on this episode, is that I feel like there's like extenuating circumstances, right? Where if you are looking for a relationship and you just so happen to meet that person where they blow your socks off on all levels, on the first date, then absolutely. But if you are, and it does happen on the first date, and it was only like you just went to go get drinks at some bar and you're only there for like an hour and a half, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you really didn't really talk about shit. You just kind of joked around and bullshitted the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And he just ended up, do you see what I'm saying? Like that, I think that at that point, you just got to be like, this is, I don't know. I don't know if the foundation's really set for this to really go anywhere. You know what I mean? So that would be my answer to that question. How about you?
I mean,
my bad.
Yo, you stupid, yes.
Oh God. Oh no.
Yeah. No, like listen, yo. This guy.
Oh God. Oh no.
Yo. No, the foundation set her credit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, hi-yo.
You know, That's where we're going.
That's
you know what I'm
one hell
saying?
of
To your crib or to my
a,
car.
we still we doing that. We had to.
You know what? Like sometimes
I
you
mean,
just gotta live
I will say, I
vicariously,
mean, I
man.
won't do
You know
it in
what
it. I'll
I'm
do it
saying?
outside the car. You know. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, it
Nah,
depends,
I
man. If
still
it's
gotta
cold
do it outside,
outside, you know
man.
what
I'm
I'm
too
saying?
big for doing it in the car, man. It's too much
Oh,
for all that. I ain't nimble like I used
nah,
to be.
that's true. That is true.
Pause. Yeah.
That is true too.
Yeah.
That's how you know I've been out the game
Yeah.
for a minute. Um, because my back probably was just like give out on me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah.
My knees
High
is
school used to love
deceased.
that shit.
Funeral
Now,
service.
nope. Nope.
Oh, yeah. In high school, the car was like,
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, my big ass.
yo,
Oh
my
hell no, Aaron. Yeah.
white car with the back. That shit had the fucking like a sofa. It was like a sofa in the back seat. That shit was like a
I
goddamn living
can't.
room just on wheels and
I
shit.
can't.
Man. That
That's
shit
why I never
used
sat in
to
the back, man.
that
That's why I
shit
never
was
sat in the
spacious.
back, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
smart
I felt
man,
bad
bro.
for everybody
Smart
that had to
man.
sit in that back, man.
But anyway,
They'd be like, yo, Mike, you like, you must have lost your damn mind. It's like, no, I sit in the front seat, man. I don't even care. Actually, even when you had your girls in the car, I sat in the front seat, actually, which is crazy.
oh
Which is
yeah,
crazy.
yes.
It's like they subliminally knew better, you
Just,
know. So yeah.
oh yeah, no. You know how I am. Like, I don't play games. I make it very clear. You know what I'm saying? What time it is? You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah,
they knew. But anyway, back to the first day sex. So like, so to the point that you brought up about if you really feel like like we just had the whole like the night talking like some Adam Sandler movie type shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you go for the gusto. Me, I'm still like I don't know, man. I don't know, because you know what it is. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm a cocky dude. You know what I'm saying? I believe in myself 100. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't stupid out here. I know, like, I ain't got the gift of gab like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if I still got it, then that means somebody out here got it like that too.
That's a good point.
If that's the case, I don't want thoughts of it and call you. Saying I can't look at you the same, especially me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, I do all that. Like, once I get to the finish line, that's why I was a sprinter in high school, bro. I was a sprinter. Well, no, once the race is over, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Once I cross that line, that's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking back. I might not even run again. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I might just walk home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't do this, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So, for me personally, I'm speaking for the dudes that are kind of like me too, that would agree with that. On a first date, even if you talking, in the back of my mind, I'm gonna be like, like it's still that. It was still easy. It was still one day. At the end of the day, it was still one day. And again, not to put like these arbitrary ass rules on it, like how many days or how many hours, but like that's just where my mindset's at. I just, I don't know. Maybe that's a flaw on my part. Maybe I've let a lot of women just walk right out of my fucking life on some, silly shit like that. If that's the case, it is what it is. Because I'm happily fucking married right now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody could replace what I got right now. Woo-hoo. So nothing against those ladies, nothing against y'all, but I get to each his own when it comes to that first date sex. And ladies, if y'all giving out on the first date, know that probably 90% of the time, niggas is going to think you a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whether you had the best intentions or not. Whether if every single one of your first dates go for like 5 hours long and walk around a goddamn park and you skipping rocks. If you still dropping the panties at the end of the night, then 90% of the dudes is probably going to think you a hoe. And you know what? You probably is a hoe. You know what I'm saying? So you probably could save yourself some time. Stop fucking.
Oh, I hope the owner of Anchor's not a woman. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Free speech.
Yeah. Oh, bloop, bloop. But,
yeah, but no. That's part of. I think that could be a warning sign, though, too. What do you think about that, Mike?
Something to look out for, and I think you've made some really good. And that's why I can't say that I disagree with sort of your take, right? Because I feel like it's something that, again, society be damned, right? These are just some of the notions that have been created in this hierarchy. I don't want to say hierarchy, but in this landscape that we're in now, So is it something that will give me cause to pause, right? Especially when I know that the girl has given it up on the first date to maybe not a friend of mine, right, but to someone that I know of, right? If I know that, right, and it's not like it was 10 years ago, it was fucking 2 months ago, and you were getting your cheeks blasted, right? Then that, for me personally, if I think that you're looking for a relationship and I go into the date, right? It's that if that woman then decides to be like, no, I think I'm ready for something substantial. I'm sorry, your Carfax again is out there, right? Your Carfax is out there. Like you can't. And that's something that has always grinded my gears is when the switch up. Right? Sorry, I don't want to say this way. It's that fake switch up, right? And this is where a warning sign for me comes in, right? Is that again that sense of vanity where it's like, oh yeah, I'm holier than thou now. No, I was just getting my back blown out for the last for the last month and a half. I've been out of a relationship for about 3 months, and I've just been in single mode for the last month and a half. But oh no. Now it's all about me and God. It's all about me and God. That's the only person I'm trying to please now. And I'm just like, save it for the fake church Sundays that you go to when they come. Like, I don't want to hear any of that shit. When's the last time you even looked at a Bible? And those will be the first ones that be like, oh, you don't gotta go to church to be one with God. I'm like, oh, that'd be real convenient if I didn't know that just last week you were at fucking Central Park throwing it back to anything and everything that fucking breathed and walked. Like, what? Who are you trying to fool? Like, come on. Like, this is the shit that really irks me. And again, it's just, and even, and I'm not gonna, I don't know a lot of too many guys, right? Because I don't really sort of, emulate or convene with guys that move in whole like circles like that, where they're just like, they're trying to, and if I do, they're guys that, that we all know that, we grew up with. So it's kind of hard to just be like, all right, and this is why you have to, and this is going to be another episode for one day about, again, we've done episodes on friends, guys, but look out for this about sectioning and grouping your friends, right? Because that'll be the difference between you getting success or being held back in life. But definitely look out for that episode. But essentially, that is something that I feel like, you have to be careful for guys as well, because again, like you got to be able to, if you live that life, you have to be prepared, like Aaron mentioned, for people to then think that you are a steady student in the art of poetry, or in I don't want to even say poetry because again, we don't want to slut shame, but in the steady art of heathenry, so this is all, and again, this is all for the people that try to act holier than thou. If for the people that aren't really too religious, I won't give you the heathenry title, but this is for the people that are just like really trying to fool someone, right? And the only person they're fooling is the person that's going to let them into the pearly gates when all said and done. You know what I mean? Because they'll be like, you weren't on my side. I got the list. You know what I'm saying? You were with Jorge. You were with Jorge the night before. You croaked, and you were telling him, you were selling him the dream, but then you went last night to get your backbone on by DeAndre, and so you were telling him that everything's good with you and God. No, everything's not. Everything's not. Everything's not. It's not looking too good for you. It's not looking too good for you. You're going to a hot place. Bye bye. You know what I'm saying? So like let's be careful. Watch out for these types of people and who engage in that sort of witchcraft. And that's not a witchcraft.
That type of, you're going
that kind of nonsense. Trivial nonsense.
Bro, listen to me, man. You are crazy, son.
Yeah,
you go.
I might meet them there, honestly. The way I'm talking. We might be in the VIP section.
Never forget.
Shit.
I think there's been 2 times in my whole entire life where a chick tried to hit me with that bullshit, and I laughed 2 times and made them suck my dick. Oh yeah, no. 2 times in my whole. And the first time I was like, wait. I'm here for a very specific reason. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
No, we're not. not doing that. Save that for the next, like you said, save that for the next one. But not me. Don't even try to play with some shit like that. Who the fuck? What the fuck this was? You know what I'm saying, like, I wrote the book. Don't buy the cow if you get the milk for free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You thought I was. Oh man, nah. So yeah, nah. That happened twice in my whole entire life, and in both times I was like, nah, I gotta correct these wrongs.
Oh shit,
bro. That was, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, but definitely, yeah. If a chick is giving up on the first date, especially like with like very very little effort, then that's a sign. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm obviously this ain't her first rodeo. Not really, this can't be, I'm a pipe, don't get me wrong. We here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Get my to that pie, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to etch my name in those. Anyway, etch my name in those holes in my balls.
Etch your name in that Carfax. Shit. Make it go to 3 pages instead of 2. Shit. Oh, shit.
For real. Right? No, I'm definitely going to get that. But going forward, ladies, like, just know, you know what I'm saying? If you thought, and this is why I feel bad sometimes, because I feel like some ladies, right, or women, and girls, because a lot of this, I was young, I would call myself a boy, and I was fucking girls. But and so I'll include the girls too, although y'all should be worrying about your schoolwork. Anyway. For the girls, they was getting their dick sheets clapped too, but a lot of them I felt like maybe not a lot, but like maybe half. I was like, really, they would really, be on some emotional shit, like, oh well, no, and it wasn't really like bullshit neither. You could tell, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you could tell, like, yo, like she really liked me, and then she gave it all up. But sorry, you know what I'm saying? I can't believe you. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. Sorry, I wish we had more time. Like Denzel, I wish we had more time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
Definitely not. I'm sorry. So, again, don't be doing that, y'all. And ladies, advice for y'all: if a dude is just trying to pipe the first night, then that's a warning sign. You know what I'm saying? It should be flashing in front of your face, warning, unless that's what you want. That's what you want. Close out your tab and do what you got to do. That's not what you want. Then, just end it right then and there. Ghost that nigga. Y'all always want to ghost the good ones, but then y'all let niggas like that pipe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For real, because I know hella women that ghost the good ones. I know because I'll be there when they be ghosting. We're like, oh, who that? Oh, man. Hey, whatever, I'm thinking like, stand up dude, man. Yo, I ain't shit right now, but whatever. Bro, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't.
He ain't got the flag. You know what I'm saying?
No, and honestly, that's where I had to make the click, right? Like, and I mean that last point, right? Because because you remember how I was in high school, right? I was the consummate, like good guy, quote unquote good guy, right? Like didn't smoke, didn't drink, didn't do anything, right? And even when it came to relationships, like I was even like, I mean, obviously before I lost my virginity in sophomore year, it was like, I even about sex, like I was just like, no, I want to wait for the right run. Warren was talking all that nonsense, right? And then eventually, as soon as the first person came along, and I got a crash course in that shit. I got multiple crash courses in how girls are really have the mindset of just pure girls, right? Especially during those early years. And I mean, I was one of those guys where it was just like I would be sitting there and I would be right at the finish line. You know what I'm saying? I'd be right there. But because I had way too much, I don't want to say way too much respect for the opposite sex, but I was so naive to what someone really wanted, right? Or what someone was really looking for at the end of the day, or what type of guy they truly wanted to surround themselves with. I ended up being that guy where it's like, yeah, we would talk for a bit, and then all of a sudden, Aaron or somebody else would talk, or one of these hood, not Aaron in this respect, but someone that's like, one of these hood rat dudes would come around, and they would fucking, that were selling drugs, that were doing all this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Just ultimately just disrespecting blatantly these girls, and I would watch them get disrespected to their face. And at the end of the night, we all went to like the shore or something like that. They're the ones that coming out the bedroom in the morning. And I just had an epiphany. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? I was like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why am I still playing this stupid ass card? And I think, and see, this is something again about, and I think is this something that fucks up a lot of guys that are like myself, who are genuinely just trying to do the right thing, right? We get, kind of get a crash course in human nature. And because of that, it sort of jades us going forward. So now it's very hard for us to even get back to that genuine guy, because at the end of the day, it's like, why should I, do all that with somebody just going to take it and sort of shit all over it at the end of the day, which is what happened, And I think that's something that, when you look at it, when you want to be that guy, right? At the end of the day, you have to. I'm sorry, ladies, like, if y'all are going to continue to keep pushing this whole bad boy agenda, which you guys do, and I hate when girls, try to say, oh, no, it's not that we want. No, you do. And it's not that you want, full blown bad guys most of the time. I've seen girls on Facebook literally talk about, I just want a guy with a little bit of hood, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, can what's it called? But with a little bit of gentleman. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck? Do you even know what the hell what that looks like? What the fuck are you talking about? What, a little bit of hood? What? Like, what part of the hood do you want? Like, do you want the, like, do you realize what the hood entails? Like, have you not watched a lot of these different movies? Like, not a lot of that is good. So what you want the gun? You want the little bit of, slinging drugs here? You want, like, what part of the hood, little bit of hood do you want? The little bit of slap you around? Or is it just simply in the bedroom that you just want the hood? Because they never specify any of that. They just simply be like, oh, I just want a little bit of hood in my man, and a little, and a guy, a little bit of, and more, a whole bunch of treat me right. And I'm just like, yeah, you sound stupid, which is probably why you're still single.
You're right.
And you know what I'm saying, you keep crying on here about how you can't find a man and all these single memes and everything like that you keep posting. It's because you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And you're like 26, 27. Time's running out for you.
Yeah, nah. Bro, I say it all the time, man. Women don't know what they want. That's why their fathers used to choose their mates for them, man. If you leave it up to a woman, I'm not trying to sound misogynist, man. It's just the way it is. Like I said, women are like the moon, men are like the sun. Women always change, man. Always change. Today, she won Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, she won Enrique Iglesias. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck know? And then on Wednesday, she won a female. So you never know. You never know with them, and that's why I don't play that game. I tell them what the fuck they want.
Absolutely.
I tell them what they're going to get, and then I deliver. I deliver. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Games. But anyway, so let's get to the example scenario that literally inspired this whole segment. So, as Mike was saying earlier, y'all, there's this female that we don't quote unquote know per se, but you know how towns are, and then people of people like that. So this is one girl who we know like that. And then, obviously we live in the age of, Facebook, Instagram, and people think that they're freaking living a real life black bachelorette and shit. So they want to post everything, to their detriment. So this is another little tidbit of advice. Don't be posting all your shit. Don't be kissing and telling. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Keep it under wraps. And then let whoever they got to know, and then keep it moving like that. You don't got to be posting everything, taking these pictures, kissing each other and shit like that. Grow the fuck up.
I just
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Cut that shit out. So anyway, this chick, attractive, to give you a background, very attractive. She has, I don't want to give too much information because I'm trying to bring in, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't care. But, I don't bring that heat to the podcast. I'll say that, out. Y'all see me? I want to know. That's just me. Ask me. I'll tell you who the hell it is. I don't give a fuck. But and so she has a few kids. I'm not sure if they're all by different baby dads, whatever the case may be. But she got a few kids now. This female happens to be Caucasian. Not really sure if that's relevant to the story, but I don't know. I'm just gonna give you all the information that I can. All right. Now she met a dude about 5 months ago. I want to say like September-ish. Quote unquote black dude. And then I know this. Well, we know this because she literally chronicled everything on her social media platforms. So they met roughly around September. They had their first date. I know because it was chronicled. They had this second date. I'm pretty sure it was bowling. And again, I know all this because it was chronicled. So the message is, don't be doing this bullshit. Okay. So long story short, things start moving pretty fast. Dudes sleeping over. Then they get their own spot. You know, the kids are calling him daddy. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking like, this ain't good for many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
For many reasons, this ain't good. You know what I'm saying? And the question got popped about a month and a half ago ish. And then I was like, wow. I told Mike, I was like, hey, like, did you see? He's like, yeah, man. You know, that's crazy. And I was like, what's the over under on this? You know, so maybe about a week or so ago, it was called off for whatever reason. Obviously, I don't know. Mike doesn't know. We don't know. We're not that close to her, and and I don't really care to know. You know, like the writing was on the wall. I say this a lot too. We have to start noticing things before it comes to us. You know, people always ask me, "Well, how'd you know that, Aaron?" It's because I discern shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how. Because I observe things for how they are. I don't let the lure blind me. Oh, well, she's a woman and yada yada yada. She wouldn't. No. I know how shit goes down. You know what I'm saying? And do you have to be a slightly pessimistic view on people to be able to do what I do? Yes. You know, not fully pessimistic, but you have to. It's not even so much that it's not being naive, totally naive. So yeah, I saw it coming a mile away. So I don't know what happened. All I know is that it's done. She straight canceled him from her social medias. You would have never thought that was a thing. I mean, I only hope that obviously they both learned something from it. I doubt it because it's probably still fresh. But yeah, that's the scenario. I pretty much summed that up pretty well, or at least I'm not
put together. And I would just say that, I mean, also just to add in, it's just that I think, Aaron, you touched on is like, our group does not, you know, we aren't in the business of hoping for couples' downfalls, right? If it works out, hey, all power to you.
Oh, no.
Right. But at the same token, the reason why I believe these things come up in the group chat is because, again, our group is just like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, nobody's devoid of a little bit of bullshit, you know, that they spew in their lives. But when we see such outlandish bullshit, you know, it's just we can't help it, and because we talk shit, you know, we are professional shit talkers, right? If you see our group chat, you will see there's a lot of flaming, there's a lot of stoning, a lot of cutting, you know, whatever you want to call it, and there's no one is spared, right? Anybody can get it when they get it. Right. So when we see some, I mean, we might as well have all been comedians, you know, or started a comedian show, which is why that's something I've always wanted to fucking do. But only Aaron is the only one that, you know,
that'd be great.
You know, sort of progressed with me on that degree. But either who, so that's something that, I mean, it's just like, we love just talking shit. So when we see things like, you know, this, like when we see someone, you know, just doing the most, right? Just, oh yeah, this guy, the long post, everything about you is just, it completes me, this and that. And it's like not even just 5 months ago, you were the same girl who was putting up those freak nasty, you know, subliminal memes about this and that, about the type of, you know, men ain't shit and this and all that, you know, and I'm just like, you know, we caught another one, y'all. We caught another one, and lo and behold, well, you know, sadly to say, you know, this is what happens, right? When people just are not, you know, they are getting themselves caught up, and then she had the audacity, right, to come on and talk about, you know, I'm gonna delete all my delete my Facebook, delete my social medias and all this because, you know, I don't care who else. And this is before the breakdown. I'm like this is some weeks ago, where she's talking about how like she's deleting all her social media so that because she doesn't need anybody's validation, right? But yet As soon as the shit hit and I don't even say this yet because me being me, the shit talker that I am, and I love holding people accountable. I went on to social media the next day, still was there. I went on to Facebook the next day, saw that she posted something
Yeah,
on
of course.
Facebook, posted a status on Facebook. Went to Instagram because I think we added her on the page. I don't know. I think we did, but she was still posting on there about her boo and all this other stuff. So I'm just like, if you need to feel the need to come out on social media and get on your high horse and poo poo on everybody who uses these platforms as for other, because you do realize, I mean, these types of people are the problems with our society because they can't use an outlet simply for what the outlet's created. They have to try to do more with it than what it was created for. And that is why people get so fucked up on Facebook, because they take it so far from where it was created for and try to make it something that it's not. And this is why she played herself, because she thought that she was going to be, she was going to get a whole bunch of, this was going to be her soapbox to show the love of 1,000 years. When in all actuality, it was a love of 5 months and 3/4. So yeah.
And not for nothing, again, I keep saying this, but this is a continued theme. I personally feel a little bad, because obviously,
correct,
I don't get joy from seeing people hurt. I'm not a fucking sociopath. So like Mike said, I wish everyone that gets together, I wish that's the last time you get with somebody and it works out, to the end, please. Because we've all been hurt before. So we're not sitting over here like, laughing at your hurt and your pain. Like, no, far from it. But, I no longer tolerate it. And I think Mike is the same way. We don't tolerate this shit no more. So, because by tolerating it, you kind of enable it. So we're not saying this to be, malicious. We're saying it to help you, so that way you could get the fuck up, dust yourself off and move on and don't ever do that shit again. Because just watching it, obviously she played the shit out of herself, and obviously she's hurt,
Absolutely.
And she should be, she did some next level shit, and I don't know about this dude at all, but who the hell knows? Honestly, it could have been mission complete for him. She could have told him like, I got 3 kids already, I didn't hurt it all, I'm not doing nothing until I get a ring on his finger. And then that could have been exactly what the hell happened, because now it's over. She got the ring and now it's over. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? About, like I said to y'all ladies out there, there's dudes that'll lie dormant like cancer up in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll just fucking spring up like, oh, I got mine, I'm out. So again, would I be shocked if I were to find out that she gave the ultimatum, like, in the beginning, like, listen, you're not getting nothing until I get a ring on my finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played the slow route and did all that,
slow.
and then
Think
left
about
it.
slow. I mean, what is that really the slow route? I mean, they were only, like you said, together for like 5 months and some change. So like that's insane.
That's not slow. That's not slow. I mean, for me, that's slow. I would never have signed up for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But overall, slow. Like, no, I know dudes that'll be even longer, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they out there hunting, you know what I'm saying? Goodwill hunting out there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the point I'm trying to, paint right now is I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that she said, you have to wait till I get a ring on it, and then he actually did it and then bounced after 5 months. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised. And ladies, you don't ever want to find yourself in a position where I or anyone else can say that. Not saying that you should care about what anyone else says, but like that's your life on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do all that. You don't want to do all that, because then who the hell gonna take you seriously? Everyone that is already your friend on Facebook already done seen this shit. So now that you find somebody that don't know you from nowhere and ain't on your Facebook, so like, all right, that's gonna be tough.
I agree.
For you.
I think that's something that, and I think that's why I feel like, and to our next point, I feel like when we're looking at virtue, at its purest form, I think that's why, it has become something of, it's really not what it's all said to be, especially in this day and age, right? Because what happens a lot of the times is I feel like so many people put out there, the type of person that they quote unquote are, right? And then they want to backtrack when people are like, they get into those settings, and then they will go, well, girls will be like, well, no, that's not me. I just like talking shit on Facebook. And it's like, Lord, if you post enough statuses about, you wanting some guy to dick you down like this or some guy to do you down like that, at some point or another, you really can't blame a person for going, well, she's for the streets. You know what I mean? Like if you're just gonna, like, I don't know who finds humor in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. Is there every once in a while, is there something funny? You see a outlandish, sex related meme. It's like, okay. But if every 5 seconds, those in the late night hours especially, that's all you're posting about how much you put in the thirsty emoji and all this other stuff. It's like, Lord, like, they got diaries, right? Like, if you really want something that bad, like, go ahead and put that in a diary or something. Like, you're just, and again, like, and then these would be the same ones that are like fucking dead fish in bed, that don't do shit. And then they wonder why they're fucking single still, because they're setting these guys up, their imagination to go, this girl, she's a freak in the streets and a whatever in the streets or whatever. But then when they get in the sheets, it's just like, wow, that bitch was all talk. Like, come on now, like, and then so talking about virtue, It's like, I don't even know. It's very hard for a woman to be, anyone for that matter, to be virtuous, right? Because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people are placating to societal norms, right, and societal standards, and because of that, instead of just holding on to their values, right, of how they were raised and things of that nature, they're getting themselves lost in how other people are going to look at them for living how they truly want to live. And I feel like once you do that, you're already doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's true. But again, I mean, I just did a video actually today about like purpose. Like, if you don't have a purpose, if you're living without a purpose, then you'll find yourself in that situation where you just go with whatever people say. But if you have a purpose, and that, just throwing it out there, say your purpose is you're very religious, and you want to adhere to the doctrines of the book, then you have a purpose. And then when you meet somebody and he's like, trying to get in bed with you, whatever, you're like, nah, I'm not doing that. Because X, Y, and Z. This is my purpose, and this is what I'm living for the Lord. Now that I wouldn't take that shit, but I'm just saying, if that's truly what you're about, I would respect it, and I'm sure most people would respect it. How could you not respect it? But if you're going to be out there smashing people and then you pick and choose who you want to be religious around, nah, people ain't dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's called the Carfax. We got the Carfax. And that makes you a hoe. If you out here lying, I'm just calling it what it is. That makes you a hoe. And you want to be like, oh, no, I'm religious, whatever. But then you get your backbone out by the neighborhood. No, I'm dead serious, by the neighborhood drug. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like, ain't nobody stupid out here. Don't you playing yourself? Okay, you're playing yourself. Anyway, so yeah, does that mindset reinforce slut shaming? I don't honestly, Mike, the whole slut shaming shit, I don't really I don't get with it, man. I don't. I think people, if you look, own it. You can't be ashamed if you own it, and that's my whole point. Like, how the hell you want to be a slut and then throw out terms such as slut shaming? If you own it, then you're not ashamed. It's an oxy-fucking-moron. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what you are. That's what you're about. And that's the moniker that you are okay with, then how the fuck can it be shaming, bitch? I'm confused. I must have missed something. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. Yeah. And I think the LGBTQ community does this too. Not so much with the shaming around, but like they put that point across where it's like, oh, you could you're coming at us and stuff like this. Look, if you are proud of who you are or whatever, then there's nothing we could do. You know what I'm saying? Nothing we could do. You can't make us like you. Just like I tell quote unquote black people the goddamn time in my videos. Look, you can't make no one like you. You already got the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do. So do what the fuck you want to do and stop worrying about if people like you or not. Because listen, I can't make nobody like my shit. Say I got brothers and sisters that I can't make them like me. They just so happen to like me as far as I know, but I can't make them motherfuckers like me. So how I'm gonna make someone from the other race make them like me? Like, what kind of shit is that? I don't give a fuck if they like me or not, and they shouldn't care the same way I don't care, and the slut shouldn't care. If you a slut, you a slut. Just own
Yeah,
it.
no,
Ain't no
I'm
slut
I'm with you.
shaming.
I mean, I think
Fuck out of
that
here with all that.
I'm going to take it from this perspective. I feel like with slut shaming, I think I think when we're talking about with this mindset for our viewers, it's that toxic mindset, right? I mean, you guys want to throw around terms such as toxic masculinity. Please check our last episode for further explanation. But if you want to
Yes.
throw around terms, I feel like this mindset, as Aaron eloquently mentioned a little earlier, as far as once you start doing all that lying and dancing around what you really want, that's when you really become a hoe, right? And I feel like it's the same thing. It could be equated
Mm-hmm.
to the term quote unquote fuckboy, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're doing all this dancing, you're not telling girls,
Yeah.
for guys that are not being, completely 100% about what they want and need out of a girl, right? Straight from the bat, and then all of a sudden they start, they lead all these girls on, things of that nature, selling the dream, right? Because they can't, talk otherwise, you know, this is what happens, right? And so that's where the detrimental, term will come in. And I feel like we should be able, if girls can have that, right? I feel like men should have a moniker to be able to describe a woman, right, who plays that game, who plays that dance, right? If you're just gonna be fucking around and you're gonna be, I'm taking you out and you're doing all this dancing around and you're what I'm saying, trying to act holier than thou, and then the back, once I'm done taking you out because you got a free meal, now you want to go, and get your back blown out by the dude that lives down the hall from you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's insane to me. That's insane. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because we're not gonna, if we start calling girls fuck girls, they're gonna be like, oh well, well no, because we already got a name. We already got a name for those women that exude. Sorry, not those girls that exude those types of characteristics, and those are hoes. So I feel like with that mindset, right? The whole, don't pay for a cow that you can get the milk for free, um, moniker from. Sorry, don't buy the cow when you can get the milk for free. I feel like it absolutely reinforces, the slut shaming moniker because again, these are the same women that are going around, acting as such, right? They're the same women that are doing the woe is me because they're the same ones that are essentially, you know, putting it out there, right, when they feel like it, but then when they want to pull it back and everybody knows their business because they mess with guys that are obviously looking for, for it with ill intentions. What do you think is going to happen? You think nobody's going to find out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, see, somebody always knows somebody. So, I feel like that is going to continue to perpetuate that whole slut shaming moniker, which I just think has no merit because again, in order for you to be a hoe or a slut and all that, you had to have been and I feel like this is our definition that me and Aaron are giving. You had to have been being just untruthful about your
Mm-hmm.
intentions. Same way fuck boys get the same moniker for being untruthful about their intentions. It goes both ways. Like you can't have one and not the other. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, there's also the other side of the spectrum where it's like you call someone a slut and they're not really a slut, but you're just doing it so that way you can. I've seen guys play that stupid, and this is for those guys that play that little dick game where they're out here calling girls sluts that truly aren't just because they got shut down, their game sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen guys pull that whole
Mm-hmm.
shit.
They do.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Where I've seen that, and also for women that call guys fuckboys just because, again, they were acting like Aaron would say, like he would tell you like it is, tell you what he wants and what he doesn't want, and then after that, after he gets what he wants, and you still think you're gonna hold on to the dream, now you're about to go, now you're gonna go fuck shit up and call him a fuckboy just because he kept it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen girls do that too. You know what I'm saying? So please, like, I feel like everybody needs to, let's be real with ourselves in 2021. And that will largely take away a lot of this name calling, unnecessarily. So, that we see from one sex to the other.
Yeah, nah, you're right. He said just because he kept it real with you. Nah, but they do that though. So yeah, ladies,
Mm-hmm.
that definitely got to be ready. Because a lot of y'all not ready for when a dude is straight honest with you. Y'all want to get all in your feelings and be mad because y'all wasn't ready for the letdown. And That's going to happen when you're out there in the circuit, trying to court somebody. You obviously you're not going to hit a home run on your first pitch. So you have to be ready. And then if a man has the respect for you to let you know, like, yo, like, honestly, I'm not feeling you like that because I beat already, and that's how I feel. Whatever about it, take it like it is, and then go on. Or if he says I want to move slow or whatever, then if you want to, then do it. If not, then like we all have choices to make. That's the overall theme. We have choices out here, and we have to be accountable to our choices. So we could just give you the information. That way you can make the best choice. But the choice is still ultimately yours to make, men and women. So, I mean, with that being said, I think we kind of killed this shit tonight, Mike. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this was one hell of an episode, for sure. But yeah, so let's wrap it up. I think we're definitely over time. And I just again, guys, we want to continue to reverberate, or whichever the word is. Please follow our social media channels. We have the YouTube page up as well, where the link will be attached with our sendouts on Facebook, I think, as well as on Instagram. So that way you guys, because I know it's a little hard. I know Aaron mentioned it's a little hard for people to get exactly to the site. I don't think we have enough viewers or likes on our videos yet to where it's like something that will be to come up a little sooner, because there are other M.A.S Media channels out there, obviously not as good as ours, but they have a little bit more viewership. So obviously the more subscribers that we can get, the more we'll be able to stand out in YouTube's algorithm. So guys, by all means, go to the page, go to our Instagram, and if you're don't have our Instagram, go to our Facebook. The Instagram link is there as well, and then you can find our YouTube page from there and like, comment, and subscribe on our videos, so that way we can get that much more traction and get some of this advice out to everybody. That's the goal.
Thank you, y'all. Thanks, Mike.
Yes.
Are you sure about that?